imagine if this was a live event. This would have been an amazing viral video for social media. And somebody even said, how do I sign up for the offer now with Cardnetics? Awesome. Thank you for increasing my sales as well. Okay, so I recently just conducted an event where I got my first ever Heckler. And he came on with the name Tom Tim, and he started spamming the chat. He was, calling me the event, which was a free event, a scam. And rather than kicking him out, I decided to engage with him and kind of tackle the issue that was happening head on. And the crazy thing is, when it was all said and done, our attention, engagement, and in turn sales at the end of it all went through the roof. Now, I wanted to share this clip because I think that this will help some of you who might be speakers, coaches, event organizers, because I know that this is a fear that some of you might have. And in case you need to deal with something like that in the future, you would have an idea of how to go about it. And which, by the way, is extremely rare. This literally has happened after conducting over 300 plus events in the last 10 years. So quick context, the audience in this event, they're all speakers, trainers, and people who ultimately want to be able to run events, workshops, boot camps. And I would like you to be able to see how the entire thing, the conversation, to hopefully give you better insight and how you can turn your critics into higher engagements and to sales. All right, let's go. Same thing, how do we get to make sure that people are right fit through the application funnel? So I want you to notice that same thing here, right? If you want to be able to market to people that is the right fit, you got to be able to use an application funnel. Right? Tom Tim says, dude, you're a fraud, dude. You want to make sure you want to have a 5-minute discussion. So here's the thing, okay? Tom, I don't know who you are, but if this event isn't for you, I wish you best of luck. But here's what I want, hopefully, by the way, guys, I'm open for a discussion. I don't know if you guys see, there's the guy that's calling me out, saying that I'm a fraud. But in fact, this is something that, why am I calling him out? Why am I not just ignoring him? Because I think that there's something to be learned over here. And it's basically this. Whenever you guys do an event, whenever you have an upsell, 1%, guys, I would like you to write down the word 1%. I promise you, no matter how good you are, no matter how life-changing or impactful your thing is, you will have 1% of your audience not liking you, disagreeing with you, calling that thing a scam, because you had something for sale. And this number is if you're good. This number will only be higher if your market is to do with money or personal development or anything that is rah-rah. So, and the thing that pains me is that for some of you, you guys are scared of this 1%. 1% of people that's going to call you out, and that's bound to happen. And guys, I want you to notice this. This is real, right? I didn't need to call Tom out. I could have totally ignored it. But I think that this is a valuable lesson that's going to be extremely powerful for all of you to learn. And here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is, when you put yourself out on social media, when you start doing events, when these 1% of people that show up, there's going to be a lot of you that's going to feel, oh man, maybe there is something wrong with me, right? And for some of you, that is going to be a thing that stops you. But I want you guys to know this, as cheesy as it sounds, please write down, hurt people hurt people. So just think about this way, right? Hurt people hurt people. Tom, I don't know if that's your real name, but think about this. There's somebody out there that would consume all of my content, that would come to this event and stay through day 3 and spew toxic and negativity and hate
For a free event, by the way. What does that reflect? It's not on me. And Tom, I really feel like whatever it is that you're going through in life, I truly wish you the best. I empathize with you. Right, guys, you don't need to be calling Tom names. Like, that's real life. Tom has a perspective that, hey, if somebody has something for sale, it must be a scam because there's a course involved. And that's based on Tom's perspective of life. And guess what? For each and every one of you, you are going to be dealing with people out there like that. That's real life. And you might think, I'm detracting right now, but I'm utilizing this as a teaching lesson to each and every one of you. Because for some of you, that's the thing that's holding you back. Or what if people don't like me? What if people don't like the fact that I've got something for sale? How am I going to deal with it? How do you deal with it? Empathy. If somebody can go through your content, your social media, your events, and after consuming all of that, despite you doing it for free and giving out value and still spew toxic on you, that's not on you, it's on them. And that's okay. Why? Please write down this one word. Write down the word intention. Can I sleep well at night tonight? What do you think? You bet. Because I know that this event, I did it with the intention to give and serve, and it's not for everybody. Will there be people that says, you know, that's not a real business, a software, intangible, a digital products, an event, that's not a real business? In fact, that's literally a comment that I got like from a few days ago on social media. Jack says, how do we deal with this 1%? How do we mitigate it? You can't. Please right now, it's part of the success equation. You think, how do you deal with this? Well, take a look at every single game changer, speaker, marketer, business person that has ever made a dent or impact in the world. Just think about that for a second. Name any person. Whether it's Elon Musk, whether it's a politician, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's whoever, whether it is a business person, whether it's thought leader, whether it's Tony Robbins, whether it's Robert Kiyosaki, guess what? You Google their names, do you think you will see a bunch of negative reviews? What do you think? 100%. Even Mother Teresa, by the way, I said, surely people can't hate on Mother Teresa. Guess what? There's bad reviews on Mother Teresa. Now, what's the point I'm trying to make is that no matter what, if you achieve a level of impact, 1% of the world will not agree with you. 1% of the world, if you're good, by the way, will not like what you say. Why? Because movements and powerful messages stand for something. What do you stand for? Write those words down. What do I stand for? And when you stand for something, there's going to be some sort of opposition that would oppose that thing. But you got to stand for something. So anyway, maybe all of you should thank Tom. Tom, I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for giving us all a very powerful lesson. Right? Thank you, Tom. You know what? I was just thinking, can you imagine if this was a live event? This would have been an amazing viral video for social media. This would be like, I'm speaking up on stage, and Tom just barges in, right? And he grabs the mic, and he's like, this entire thing's a fraud. Well, and there's like a few hundred people in there, and maybe, I don't know, some people's cheering Tom on, some people's booing Tom, and I'm like just standing there, like, what's going on? And then my team would be like, what do we do? Should we like tackle him? Should we like bring him down? And I'm looking like, guys, come on, take him out, take him out. But I gotta like look cool and fun as well. And it's like, hey, Tom's a buddy of mine, you know, whatever. Like, and I think that if that was all recorded on video, this would be an amazing viral video. It will probably, I'm guessing, get me a couple of million views and probably a lot of sales as well. So maybe Tom, you could do this in person, right? And it will be a pretty viral video. Anyway, so, but I digress. Okay, so coming back to this. Right, that's a powerful lesson. Okay, so why am I still having my sidebar cap on? Okay, so here's what is the lesson from all of this. This is something that I learned throughout the years, speaking and presenting. So please write this down. Please write down, be like water. This is a quote from Bruce Lee that I found extremely powerful, that I feel is one of the differentiators between world-class and pretty good. With enough practice, you're going to realize that everything that happens in your events, you can either resist it or you can flow with it. Now, what does this mean? You see, for some of you, what just happened could be your ultimate nightmare. Right? Show of hands, how many of you here, like, the thought of somebody hijacking your Zoom room is an ultimate nightmare? Right? Show of hands. It's like, how do I even deal with that? Right? You have two options. Your first option is what most people do, which is totally ignore it. Right? Like, let's not even, ignore the guy, right? Because you got to start somewhere, right? But the next level is to flow with it. Please write this next thing down. Please write down, mistakes are only mistakes if I acknowledge them. Please write down, mistakes are only mistakes if I acknowledge them. If not, it was part of the training all along. Right? So whatever it is, whatever that happens in your events, there's going to be a lot of things that is not in your control. Your computer could freeze up. It could reset. You could have the blue screen of death just as when you're about to do a close. You could have some random person logging in midway, hijacking your entire Zoom room. But remember this. What's the difference between world-class and average and pretty good? It's the ability to flow along with it. And that comes with practice. And mistakes are only mistakes if you acknowledge them. Who knows, maybe Tom was actually planted all along. I planted Tom in here to spice things up. Right? How many of you here now are a lot more attentive because Tom came into this room? Right? Yeah. Tom, thank you, buddy. We're going to PayPal you the $100 after this. Everybody had a really good time. Appreciate you. Right? And somebody even said, how do I sign up for the offer now with Cardnetics? Awesome. Thank you for increasing my sales as well. Team, do send the link to the offer we made yesterday. A lot of people are paying attention now because of the drama that Tom caused. Okay, anyway, so back to this.